Hello, Starshine, and welcome to Beauvais Crochet. I'm so glad you're here. All right, we're going to do a quick wind. I'm going to wind up this chenille that I used for the spikes on my daughter's puppet. I expect a lot of static. These ones tend to be pretty zappy when being wound, so we'll see how it goes. Well, that was certainly simple. There we go. This was that Dollar Tree chenille. Pink. There we go. And now it's time for weekly whips. All right, first up this week is something that I finished because, as I've mentioned, I have a hard time not finishing projects, which, as you'll see in a moment, is not true. But either way, we're going to start with something I finished this week. I've also said I am not a pattern designer, but a lot of projects this week are A, something I don't have a pattern for, and B, are not finished. So this, my daughter wanted me to make her a puppet, a sock puppet. So this is what I was trying to do. She picked out the yarn, which I think the striping looked really cute, but she decided to go with a blue velvet mouth, and it's very flexible, so it's not the best material for grabbing on it. It's made for a toddler hand, so my hand doesn't fit in here very well, but it's not the best for grabbing on since it's so loosey-goosey. But this, we were aiming for dragon, and I feel like it looks a little more fish. I don't know if it's because of the eyes. I was going for scales here, but not fish scales. I was going for dragon scales, and it just she seems to like it okay, but it's not quite as I had anticipated, which is pretty par for the course for me. But this one is done. I will try another time, a different method, a different pattern. But for now, this is done, and that's whip number 1. Okay, next up is a series of projects that I'm in the midst of, that I'm really personally struggling with. It's a project that is everywhere right now. It's the bear eyeglasses holder, and because it's everywhere, I had no interest in doing it, but I sent a picture to my friend and she said it's adorable, so I decided to make one for each member of her family. She requested that I make a fox, that I make a polar bear, that I make a panda bear, and that I make the OG bear. So as you can see, these are not done. These are another one I don't have the pattern for. Um, and so I'm winging it, and I'm just, I'm struggling. It's not that difficult, at least the way I'm doing it so far, but I don't, I'm not enjoying it. This one, the fox, the ears just look so tiny. I know, like, once the eyes are in and I have to do little nose snouts on everybody, I think it'll help. Um, the original picture had pretty small ears on the bear, so that's what I was going for. But I don't love it. I see it everywhere and I'm sick of it. I need to finish it. All I have to do is add eyes and add snouts to all four. But I'm struggling with this one. I've moved on to a few different projects because it's just not bringing the joy. Um, I think it'll turn out looking okay. So again, fox, polar bear, panda bear, grizzly bear, I guess. But I just don't know. I've seen the pattern, or not the pattern, but I've seen the inspiration picture so many places. I literally saw 14 posts in 1 minute of scrolling on Facebook, and that's just a level of oversaturation that my brain cannot stand. So I just need to finish these and have them done, but ugh, it is this is a struggle project for me at the moment. So I do not have a pattern, and I'm winging it, which is hard, and I have to do 4 of them, which is hard, and I'm not loving it, but I will have these done for next week's whips. Um, Whether I like it or not, I'm gonna get them done, all 4. And fingers crossed they will be very cute. Oh, looks like a cheeseburger. Sorry, distractible. But yeah, these will be done for next week's. I have decided, I have decreed, so shall it be. But I look forward to them being done. It's not my thing. Not a fan. My next actual whip, I believe it's progress over last time. I should probably go back and double check, but I believe it's progress, so we're going to act like it's progress. Is my husband's doodle monster. It has not gotten far, but I believe it's further than last time, and we might be at the point where I frogged the green one. So we're making progress slowly. I would say slow and steady, but just slowly. He wants it to have different limbs in the first iteration, and I really need to sit down and make him solidify that plan with me so I can actually work on it. But he's trying to give me creative freedom, and I'm just struggling this week with all my options and with not having a pattern. So I mean, this does have a pattern, but he's wanting different limbs, and they seem easy enough. But he wants 3 legs, and I don't know how to place those to make it not seem phallic. So I really want to put them exactly where he wants them, so that if it does look phallic, it's not my fault, because that's the placement he picked. So that's kind of where I'm stuck at the moment, because he also wants the legs jointed and posable. So I need to be able to run a wire frame through. And so I really need to know the exact placement so I can have that frame coming up in the right spot. But I've also never done that before, so we'll see how that goes when I get around to it. But this is one where I'm hesitant to go much further without those specific details. So hopefully it'll be done soonish, but I'd say definitely not next week. Hopefully some progress. At some point, there will be legs, eyes, antennae, and arms, but not today. It is progress over last week, though. I'm pretty sure. Okay, and those projects have been enough of a struggle lately that I decided to do a me project. And that means doing a lovey from Mama Made Minis. I love their loveys. I fly through them most of the time and they just make me happy. So I decided to make it was supposed to be a unicorn. I picked up the colors for the unicorn and then I did started the dragon instead. This is an actual whip. So here she is. I love her. I bought this yarn initially because it reminded me of cotton candy, and I want to do cotton candy, but maybe that'll be her name. But this is my dragon that I'm working on. She does not have arms yet. She's got her little legs, her body, her head. We need arms, we need wings, and we need a tail. She's a lovey, so her body is not stuffed, but her head is, and I believe her tail is. There's another dragon or I guess it's the same pattern, but I've done one other dragon before and really loved it. I feel like I made the face a little too realistic or serious or something like that. And so I wanted to try again and see if I could make it more fitting. I think we're getting there, and this has been making me happy. I really love these patterns. One note on the pattern is that the ears are backwards. They're supposed to be on the other side, but I lined them up like that, and they were incorrect based on the picture. So I copied the picture instead of the pattern, but otherwise I have actually followed the pattern. So this is my dragon. I'm not positive on the color of her wings yet. Might go with this, with her horns. Might go with a darker blue. Not eyelash, but I have a brunette that's kind of this color. But I also might do the pipsqueak that I used for the bunny's hat last week. But we'll see. I'm enjoying her. She makes me happy. She makes me calm. This is a me project. Probably not for me to keep, but for keeping me sane at the very least. Come here, little fluff. So she's making me happy right now. I hope she makes you happy too. Her little dragon face is so cute, I think. Obviously only has some of her limbs at the moment, but I am really enjoying working on this one. Even though it's a bunch of hack double crochets, which I don't love. The patterns work up pretty easy once you understand the writing style, and I just think they're adorable. So this is another actual whip that I'm working on and have not completed, but it's okay. Progress, not perfection. I'd have her wave goodbye, but she doesn't have hands, so. So I went and grabbed the original dragon that I worked on, and this is him. I decided to not only stuff, but I stuffed with weighted beads. So he's got a full body. I gave him eyelids because I just didn't like the way the eyes were sitting, and I am now realizing that I gave both dragons pink eyes, so I guess that's what speaks to me with dragons. But yeah, I think he turned out pretty cute, but he just looks a little world weary sometimes. So he's got the eyelids here, the two little ears, and the two arms, which our other dragon doesn't have yet. Got the legs, nice solid body. On the back we've got the wings. Went with tan, and we've got the tail, the matching bumps. So this is the original dragon. I like it. I think it's very sweet. But because I think of the eyelids sometimes it just looks world weary. And I wanted something lighter and a little happier, so version number 2, a little more cartoony, I think. um, I don't know if the serious eyes translate as much. Well, look at that difference. That is interesting. So this is my OG dragon. This is current day. Both pink eyes, both blue hues. And I'm interested to see how greatly they differ in the end. Wow, I'm surprised by the face differences. Huh. Well, let me know in the comments which one you like better.